Hello, back again to Game My Movie Recaps channel. Today, we're going to tell you the storyline of a movie called The Northman from the year 2022. Telling us the story of a young Viking prince vows to avenge his father and save his mother. He sets out on a perilous journey that will take him across the sea and into the heart of darkness. Along the way, he must face many challenges, including his own inner demons, in order to fulfill his destiny. And so without further ado, let's get straight to the video. But before we start, please support our channel by subscribing and click the bell icon for future notifications. Now, let's start. In the year 895 AD, in the region of the North Atlantic, Prince Amleth witnesses the return of his father, King Orvandil Warraven, accompanied by his men, after a series of victorious conquests. King Orvandil warmly greets his son and his wife, Queen Gudrun. They organize a ceremonial event, during which they are visited by Fjallnir, Orvandil's brother. The court jester, Hymir, makes a vulgar joke about Queen Gudrun, which displeases Fjallnir, but Orvandil dismisses it as mere jest. Due to his battle injuries, Orvandil intends to appoint Amleth as his successor. He takes his son to Hymir, where they partake in a ritual involving the consumption of a special potion. Orvandil makes Amleth promise that if he should ever be slain, Amleth will fulfill his vow to avenge him. Amleth agrees, and as a symbol of their pact, Hymir collects the tear that falls from Amleth's eye, as it is to be the last tear he will shed until the day he needs it again. In the morning, Amleth accompanies his father, Orvandil, to the woods where they are ambushed by a group of mounted men. The attackers shoot arrows at Orvandil, overpower him, and stab him until he kneels. Fjallnir, Orvandil's brother, leads the assailants in an attempt to seize power. Before his death, Orvandil warns Fjallnir that his reign will be short-lived. Fjallnir beheads Orvandil and orders his men to find and kill Amleth. Amleth manages to escape, cutting off the nose of a pursuing soldier named Fëanor. Returning to the village, Amleth witnesses Fjallnir's men pillaging and killing, while Fjallnir carries away Gudrun, Amleth's mother. Amleth flees to the ocean, boards a boat, and sails away, vowing to avenge his father, save his mother, and kill Fjallnir. Years pass, and Amleth becomes a member of a Viking group in the land of the Russian. Through a ritual, he transforms into a berserker, embodying a fierce warrior spirit. The Vikings embark on a raid, attacking a village where Amleth mercilessly slays the opposing soldiers. Meanwhile, his comrades pursue the women and children, taking the surviving inhabitants as slaves. During the night, Amleth finds himself inside a dim and desolate temple. Within its shadows, he encounters a vision of a blind seeress who presents him with the very tear he shed long ago, serving as a reminder of the vow he made as a young boy. The seeress reveals that a new opportunity awaits him to avenge his father, rescue his mother, and bring about the downfall of his treacherous uncle. On the following day, Amleth engages in a conversation with Eirik, his fellow berserker, who informs him that Fjallnir has been overthrown from his kingdom by King Harald of Norway, resulting in Fjallnir and his followers seeking refuge in Iceland. This news solidifies Amleth's determination to fulfill his mission of vengeance, as he interprets a raven sighting as a symbolic message from his deceased father. To disguise himself as a slave, Amleth marks his body with the distinctive slave insignia and swims towards a slave ship carrying Rus individuals. It is during this journey that he encounters a young Slavic woman named Olga, who claims to possess the ability to manipulate the minds of men. As he rests alongside her, Amleth experiences vivid visions featuring his father, Orvandil, his mother, Gudrun, the jester Hymir, a significant sword, and even Olga herself. During a storm, the boat carrying Amleth and the other slaves capsizes, resulting in the loss of some lives. The survivors swim to the safety of the land and are subsequently captured by Fjallnir's men. They are taken to Fjallnir's farm, where he has taken Gudrun as his wife and fathered a son named Gunnar with her. Fjallnir also has an eldest son named Thorir. While Fjallnir notices Amleth due to his imposing stature and strength, he does not recognize him. Fjallnir also takes a particular interest in Olga. Under the cover of night, Amleth manages to sneak out of his tent with the intention of confronting Fjallnir. Along the way, he spots an animal and decides to follow it. The animal leads him to another tent, where he encounters a he-witch. In the he-witch's possession is the severed head of Hymir, whom Fjallnir had brutally murdered by removing his tongue, eyes, and ears. Through a mystical connection created by the he-witch, Amleth is able to communicate with Hymir. Hymir reveals crucial information to Amleth, including details about the powerful sword named Draugr, which will serve as Amleth's instrument of revenge. Amleth arrives at the location where the mighty sword Draugr is kept, alongside the corpse of a former king. As he attempts to seize the sword, the lifeless corpse seemingly springs to life, engaging Amleth in a fierce duel. The intense battle concludes with Amleth using his axe to decapitate the animated skeleton, finally freeing the sword from its grip. Returning to the village, Amleth is tempted to unleash the power of Draugr upon several men, but decides to exercise restraint, biding his time. In a significant turn of events, Amleth witnesses Fjölnir's attempt to force himself upon Olga, but she repels him by smearing her menstrual blood on him, a powerful act of defense and defiance. Later, the slaves are compelled to participate in a brutal game called Natliker, where players are allowed to physically harm and even kill their opponents. Gunnar, Fjölnir's son, joins the game against the wishes of his parents. However, he is forcefully knocked down by Thorfinn, the captain of the opposing team, resulting in Gunnar losing consciousness after hitting his head. Amleth, seeing the distress of Gudrun and Fjölnir, launches a furious assault on Thorfinn, repeatedly headbutting him until his skull caves in. Amleth's actions earn the gratitude of Fjölnir and Thorir, and he is rewarded with an elevated status among the slaves. The slaves later gather in the woods for a revelrous party, indulging in intimate encounters with each other. Amleth and Olga consummate their relationship and solidify their shared vow to bring down Fjölnir. In the following nights, Amleth wields Draugr and exacts revenge on Fjölnir's men, including Thorir's friends. Their lifeless bodies are displayed for all to see, provoking anguish and a determination for vengeance from Thorir. Amleth also disrupts a sacrificial ritual, killing 2 individuals and leaving their disemboweled corpses as a chilling message. Olga aids Amleth's cause by using hallucinogenic mushrooms to drive Fjölnir's men to insanity, resulting in self-inflicted harm and even death. Amleth further stirs unrest by orchestrating a confrontation with Fjölnir's dog, ultimately killing the ferocious creature in self-defense. Amleth eventually finds his way to Gudrun's chamber and reveals his true identity to her. However, Gudrun's reaction is not one of relief or joy at seeing her son alive. Instead, she admits that she is not a captive of Fjölnir but willingly married him out of love. Shockingly, Gudrun confesses that she had requested Fjölnir to kill Orvandil as he had enslaved and raped her, leading to Amleth's conception. She had also urged Fjölnir to eliminate Amleth. Gudrun attempts to seduce Amleth, but he resists her advances. Enraged by these revelations, Amleth impales Thorir while he is sleeping, removing his heart. Fjölnir, devastated by his son's death, accuses the slaves of being responsible for Thorir's murder. In his anger, he begins to kill some of the slaves. However, when he reaches Olga, Amleth intervenes, presenting Fjölnir with a bag that he claims contains Thorir's heart. Amleth proposes to exchange the bag for Olga's life. Engaging in a fierce struggle against Fjölnir's men, Amleth becomes overwhelmed. Fjölnir takes the bag, only for Amleth to reveal that it actually contains the heart of the dog he had previously killed. Amleth finds himself captured and subjected to brutal beatings in an attempt to force him to reveal the whereabouts of Thorir's heart. However, when Fjölnir and his men are momentarily distracted, a flock of ravens, seemingly sent by Odin, swoop in to free Amleth. Seizing this opportunity, he escapes on a boat with Olga. Yet, as Amleth kisses the wound inflicted by Fjölnir's blade on Olga, he has a vision of twin children who are destined to be theirs. Realizing that their safety is forever compromised as long as Fjölnir lives, Amleth resolves to return to the farm and complete his mission. While Olga weeps for him, she offers a prayer to guide his path. Upon his return, Amleth unleashes a relentless assault, slaying Fjölnir's men and liberating the remaining slaves. In a violent confrontation, he is confronted by Gudrun, who relentlessly stabs him until he impales her heart. Gunnar also attacks Amleth, repeatedly stabbing him, but Amleth retaliates with a fatal slash across Gunnar's chest. Fjölnir discovers the lifeless bodies of his wife and child, and then challenges Amleth to a duel at the gates of hell. Amleth makes his way to the volcano Hekla, where he discovers the lifeless bodies of Gudrun and Gunnar. He pays his respects to them before encountering Fjölnir, ready to engage in a fierce duel known as Holmgang. With swords in hand, they clash on the treacherous terrain above the lava, where Fjölnir initially gains the upper hand, overpowering Amleth. However, the prince summons his remaining strength and cunning to continue the fight. The intense battle reaches its climax as Fjölnir manages to stab Amleth through the heart, but in a final act of determination, Amleth decapitates his uncle. As Amleth's life ebbs away, he glimpses a vision of Olga standing alongside their twin children, one of whom is destined to become the fabled Maiden King, as foretold by the seeress. In that moment, a Valkyrie spirit arrives, ready to guide Amleth to Valhalla, the realm of heroic warriors. And the movie ended. What do you think of the movie? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit like and support the channel by subscribing and click the bell icon so that you won't miss our future recaps. And if you have any movie you want us to recap, please do tell us in the comments section as well. And until next time.